Good day to everyone and our English course coordinator Puan Haja Siti Sorayalin. Today, my group will be talking about Covid-19, or more familiar with the name of coronavirus. So, what is Covid-19? Well, Covid-19 is a disease caused by a new strain of coronavirus. The Covid-19 is a new virus linked to the same family of viruses as severe acute respiratory syndrome, or more known as SARS, and some types of common cold. This virus was firstly found at Wuhan, a city in China, in December 2019. So how does this virus spread? It spreads through droplets released into the air when an infected person coughs or sneezes. This droplet does not travel more than a few feet, and within few seconds it will fall down back to the ground. The transmission of this virus occurs primarily between people through direct, indirect, or close contact with the infected people. The most common symptom of this virus is fever, dry cough, and tiredness. The symptoms will show up within 14 days of exposure to the virus. Most people will experience mild to moderate respiratory illness, and they might not need any special treatments to recover. But for those that are older or underlying medical conditions like cardiovascular disease, diabetes, or other type of chronic diseases, are more likely to develop this kind of serious illness. Thank you.
COVID-19 as an infection continues spread. WHO recommend all laboratory confirmed cases be isolated. People suspect has been exposed to the virus can self-quarantine at home. You are experiencing mild symptoms of disease, cannot go to healthcare facilities, may also receive care from family members. If you are facing mild symptoms like dry cough or light fever without having underlying health condition, do communicate your position with doctor and isolate yourself at home. Make sure you wear a medical mask if you as much as possible. If you cannot tolerate wearing mask, cover your mouth and nose with disposable tissue when you're sneezing or cough, and dispose it properly. When removing the mask, do not touch the front. The most important thing is wash your hand after removing your mask. Stay at least away from other household members, especially elderly and people with underlying health condition, as they are higher risk of more serious complications from COVID-19, and we need to protect them. And after that, visitors should not to be allowed until you are completely recovered. Limit your movement at home to avoid sharing the other members of household, and show the shared space such as living room, dining room, and bathroom. Sleep and stay at different room. If not possible, try to maintain the distance at least to 1 meter with house. After that, wash your hand before and after preparing food, before eating, after using a toilet, whenever your hand look dirty, with soap and water. Regularly sanitize frequently touch places like staircase, phone, table, furniture, and so on. Don't forget to wash your clothes and towel frequently with detergent and hot water. Hot water must be 60 to 90 degrees Celsius. The people with mild symptoms must not smoke. because smoke can increase your risk to serious disease that affected by COVID-19. Finally, during this difficult time, do stay active, social.
I'm here to discuss about how to overcome this pandemic na COVID-19 in the aspect of government and also what other steps has been taken by the Malaysian government. Malaysian citizens did not initially realize how deadly the virus is. On January 25th, Malaysians showed no intention of banning travelers from China, although China had already quarantined the entire population of 11 million in Wuhan due to the deadly virus. Malaysians were also not well prepared to fight the pandemic, mainly because of the political critics and also was happening at the same time, and also the ensure that the virus will not spread easily in Malaysia. However, with the number of positive COVID-19 cases increasing in less than a week from 99 on March 8 to 200, with the first two deaths reported in middle of March, Malaysians began to panic. Consequently, the government took many steps to alternative the mass panic and protect the health of Malaysian citizens. The MOH played a good role in ensuring maximum to contain the spread of the virus. Among the earliest efforts taken by the MOH to prevent diseases transmission of death screening at all the points of entry. According to the Director General of MOH, Dr. Nur Hisham Abdullah, one of the strategies was the placement of the terminal scanners. This was done further to enhance the detection of fever amongst the tourists and also the locals returning from abroad. Malaysians who returned from Wuhan were screened, identified and also isolated in a special quarantine areas for COVID-19. This measure also involved airline crews as well as the staff of the MOH. The subsequent key step taken by the MOH along with the government to overcome the spread of COVID-19 was to increase the number of hospitals that could treat COVID-19 cases. There was also a group of effort between and private hospital to accommodate the growing numbers of cases infection, comprising universities, hospital and ministries of defense hospitals. One of the agreed after the economic action meeting held on March 23rd was the allocation of RM 600 million to the MOH to battle COVID-19. According Prime Minister Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin, RM 500 million will be utilized to buy personal protective equipment. It's called as PPE. And another 100 million will be used to appoint 2,000 nurses on contract basis. As my personal opinion on how to overcome from this COVID-19 from the government aspect, the enforcement should be more tighter as in act to have more roadblocks at each area so that the public wouldn't have more chances to go out with a proper letter. So thank you. This is my opinion regarding the how to overcome this COVID-19, the aspect of government. So thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Ashwini Sridharan here. Today I'm going to talk about how to overcome COVID-19 crisis and planning for the future. So as we know, during this pandemic of COVID-19, most of them have lost their job and even entrepreneurs has faced many losses in their businesses. So here are some ways for the entrepreneurs to overcome the ongoing COVID-19 crisis. So let me share some tips. Alright, from bringing innovation in design and managing cash flow to getting relevant mentors on board, entrepreneurs can re-strategize their startup in the aftermath of COVID-19 pandemic. So the COVID-19 pandemic has managed to not just slow down the progress on the business front but has also led to bringing certain businesses and entire industries to a standstill. It is a challenging phase for all, and as entrepreneurs and strategizers, they are facing a new set of challenges, dealing with which could be really taxing. Even though this might be a tricky situation to deal with, it is definitely not the time to lose heart over the losses that businesses might have incurred. So let me share some tips. Number 1, integrating design and concept alteration. So businesses need to realize and work upon the alterations that might be required. Innovation has always been the key to overcoming challenges in the evolving market situations. Bringing about innovation in the design of the products and the concepts that we as businesses are offering can help overcome this challenge posed by the pandemic. So the spread of Covid-19 has essentially altered the demand-supply dynamics of many industries, including tourism, ticketing, restaurants, and the only way to get through this would be carefully pivot the business models as per the changed industry dynamics. EdTech, health tech, social impact businesses, agriculture, and food processing startups are expected to gain traction post-COVID-19 crisis. Number 2, managing funding and investment. A sustainable business approach needs to be followed, wherein all the resources, particularly monetary resources and funds, need to be used consciously. Managing cash flow and conserving resources for a few months post resumption of normal operations should be the key to sustainability. A deeper analysis of fixed versus variable cost elements within the overall cost structure should be carried out to plan for better financial management in the coming months. Patience in raising investments post-crisis would be required. Even though investors will eventually loosen their purse strings in the short term, it would take a long time for anyone in closing their investment calls. From the investor's point of view, a tech play would be sought after. Number 3, incorporating short cycle planning. So post the pandemic and once the operations get back to normal, planning for short durations and short cycles should be the mantra. Instead of looking at long-term plans, 3 months, 6 months, and 1-year plans should be ready. In the current scenario, making up for the lag due to lockdown and preparing the organization to cope up with the situation needs to be focused upon. Number 4, enabling effective mentoring for re-strategizing. So the need for mentoring is going to be the highest in given times, since entrepreneurs are looking at re-strategizing business models. Startups should strive to get relevant mentors on board. Businesses can also look at connecting with experts from different sectors who can significantly benefit the operation cycle by their inputs. And the last but not least, maintaining the channel of communication during the crisis. During the pandemic of COVID-19 like this, it is essential that the channel of communication is effectively and efficiently maintained. Being open and available to the concerns of all stakeholders, including customers and investors, becomes extremely important so as to maintain their association with their business. Just like having financial reserves benefit the functioning of businesses, a well-tied communication network also proves to be a supporting block when it comes to lifting the business back up from a relative slowdown. Adversity is not a new concept. Time and again entrepreneurs have been faced with different crisis situations, be it from a widespread epidemic like the SARS or the MERS, or natural disasters like calamities. As entrepreneurs, they should be ready to face all these challenges that come their way with determinations, high spirits, and innovations. So thank you. I hope these tips would be useful and it will be beneficial for the entrepreneurs to try out. Thank you very much.
Hi everyone, my name is Nur Asla binti Ahmad. My topic is how to overcome from mental health during COVID-19. The COVID-19 pandemic has a major effect on our life. Many of us facing challenges that can be stressful, overwhelming, and cause strong emotions in adults and children. Public health has made necessary actions to reduce the spread of COVID-19, such as social distancing, but by this action, they can make us feel isolated and lonely. That also can increase our stress and anxiety. Mental health issues can be caused by isolation, loss of income, and sadness. Meanwhile, COVID-19 itself can lead to neurological and mental complications such as delirium, agitation, and stroke. They may stand a higher risk of severe outcomes and even death. We can overcome this stress with take breaks from watching, reading, or listening to news stories, including those on social media. It's good to be informed, but hearing about the pandemic constantly can be upsetting. Consider limiting news to just a couple times a day and disconnecting from phone, TV, and computer screen for a while. We also can take a deep breath, stretch, or meditate, and get plenty of sleep. We can connect with others by talk with friends or family. Stay connected with them through social media or by phone or mail. By taking care of ourselves, we can take care of others. During times of social distancing, it is especially important to stay connected with your friends and family. Helping others cope with stress through phone call or video chats can help you and your loved ones feel less lonely and isolated. Thank you.